There are many rules when it comes to having a successful friends with benefits, but this one is top. Make this the thing that you never forget about. This will only work if the other person is someone you fundamentally cannot be with. It can't be just like a personality trait or something in the gray area. It needs to be a full-on deal breaker. Okay, maybe this is a bad example, but I know it's important to some people. Let's say that you can't be with someone that is like under 6 feet. You meet someone, you identify someone that you want to be friends with benefits with, but they're like 5'9" or whatever. That might be an ideal friends with benefits candidate for you because you're like, well, I don't have to marry this person, but I'm still attracted to them, so that's okay. Other examples, a little bit more serious here, is what if someone is like a different religion from you and they're very adamant that they need to be married to or end up with someone that is the same religion as them. But you know, for friends with benefits, that might be okay because at the end of the day, you guys aren't endgame. I'm just throwing out examples here. Everyone has their own preference, but in order for this to work, it's gotta be someone who, for whatever reason, you two cannot end up together. You just know you can't, it won't work, whatever it might be. And if you can't end up together, but there's still some attraction there, what's the harm in having some fun before you do take that next step into your life and lay the foundation and groundwork for the person that you're supposed to be with?
Listen, I wholeheartedly believe when a guy gets the right woman, he's going to open up that wallet. Bread will be spent. I be hearing girls talk about my last man was cheap. He never spent any money. No, that's not what happened. He never spent money on you because you gave him the impression he didn't have to. I'll be honest, there's some women I link with I don't plan on spending a dime on. Me spending my time is almost too expensive. However, on the opposite end, there's some women I meet and I just have the urge to trick. I've been in situations where it's like, damn, she's bad, but I don't feel like spending money right now. So I guess I'll miss out and charge it to the game. I've also been in situations where I'm like, I will empty my bank account right now, girl. Order anything off this menu, anything. And then she start ordering 2 or 3 appetizers. I start sweating, doing the math, checking my account under the table. But hey, if she's pretty, it's worth it. And it doesn't always have to do with how the girl looks. It's really how they carry themselves. I have female friends and they're like, oh, guys never take me on a date. They always just want to link. And my answer to that is that means you're coming off as very linkable. If dudes are only telling you to come over or we should watch a movie or we should just chill, that means number 1, they either heard something about you. Number 2, you go for that. You think it's acceptable. And number 3, they think they can pull you with very little effort. Now, there's nothing wrong with the chill first link, especially if you're in a phase of your life where you don't want anything serious. But if you want a guy to take you serious, you want a guy to take you out, take you on dates, trick a little bit, you have to set that expectation. If a girl is pretty and she's giving off that vibe that you won't get a chance to know her unless you're taking her somewhere and you're opening up that wallet, you're going to find a man that's going to do it without asking, or they're just going to keep it pushing because they're intimidated. But that way you're not getting your time wasted.
What you're putting out there is what you're gonna get, because that's what you're attracting. Let's say you're using wealthy to get women. You're showing that. I mean, you're gonna get women that are just there for the money, that just want your money. So the thing is saying here is, for those women that maybe are in a situation where every time guys don't take them out, every time it's just linking up, it's because of what they're putting out there. They are putting that energy out there, and it's easy for us guys to read, to say, oh no, I'm not going to do much for her.
Other people's husbands make the best boyfriends, and here's why. As a dating and relationship coach for successful and smart Black women and women of color, I sometimes come across clients who are feeling the urge to date a married man because he's being kind to them, he's being considerate, he's being attentive to their needs, he's showing so much attention and is vying for their affection. And often the married man will actually show you glimpses of the type of man you really, truly, actually want, but have never had, which makes him come across as an actual viable option for a good boyfriend. And for a time, he may be. And that's because it's easy to be a part-time boyfriend instead of a full-time husband. It's easy for him to disconnect from his real life and live through his ego by being in a relationship with you. It's easy for him to live out a quick fantasy instead of being rooted in his reality. So he'll come in, try to sweep you off your feet, make all the promises, tell you he'll give you all the things that you want, and just waste your time. Because he already has a wife at home. He already has priorities, responsibilities, and commitments at home. He can't be anything more than a part-time boyfriend to you because he's a full-time husband. And because pretending to be a good boyfriend requires very little effort, he'll He'll be willing and he'll be ready to play that role for you if you let him. Chances are he is not and never will be the one for you, but he'll put a lot of time and effort into trying to fool you that he is. And if what you want is to be a forever girlfriend to somebody else's husband, then that might be the right choice. But if you want to be a wife, if you want to be in a healthy, happy, passionate, purposeful relationship, you don't want to start anything with anyone else's husband. If you want to learn how to attract the right men for you, come to my live masterclass on November 19th, Chosen, 5 Steps to Attract Confident Men Who Commit instead of broken men who want to be babied.
Times the reason why women like married guys is because the married guys mostly they are ready to pay for most of the stuff for these women. A single guy, unless you give him an incentive why he should be taking care of you. So married men is more of an exchange. Oh, I'm married, I'm likely not to marry you, and for your time, maybe this is what I give in return, which is most of the times it's resources. It's never like a normal relationship with normal dynamics. Even the women, they know that they're in for the resources from these guys.
Women love married men. They love single dads.
I was dating a guy who was married. My grandmother's like, oh, who's your boyfriend? I'm like, oh, he's married.
I dated a married man for 3 years.
I was the wife in that situation. And I completely was clueless. And then I heard from someone that my ex-husband was dating a girl and they were having a long-term relationship. Then I found out that he rented a house for her for over half a year. And the house that he rented for her was a block away from the daycare my daughter used to go to. And apparently he told her that I was mentally ill, I was abusive towards him and our daughter, which none of that was true. And he told her all kinds of crazy stories about me, out to destroy my reputation, my image, and then come home to try to make me feel like I was the crazy one. If I was crying, I was just being useless.
How can you, as a single woman, think to yourself that, okay, well, I'm dating this married man and you're loyal to him? How are you being loyal to a married man? It doesn't even make sense. You'll find single girls not being loyal to their single boyfriend, but you'll find a single girl being loyal to a married man. Like, make it make sense. That's what I'm talking about with married men knowing how to make you delusional, because you start becoming delusional.
Man, I learned that single women love married men. It's crazy. I used to be like, nah, they don't want no married man. He already taken. The more taken they are, the more they want them. I tested it out. I done told several women I'm married. And they are so intrigued. I am such a mystery to them. But when I told them I was happy, single, healed, doing great, I wasn't that interested. But you tell them you married with a family, oh, they're going to treat you like a king. What you doing today, Mr. Wade? With the wife. So when you gonna be free? I don't know. I'll let you know. The family I don't have. Huh? Yeah.